feel like this is the most highlighted my nose has literally ever been. Hello, welcome back to my story. If you didn't know, my name is Harley Nouveau, and the purpose of this channel is to document my journey towards my North Star, while hopefully helping you find yours along the way. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, please subscribe to my channel and add your name to the storybook that is my life. You might just enjoy what you see. In today's chapter, we are going to be doing another Prince and the Pea-Sized review on the Boxycharm for the month of January. I'm gonna do one of these for each month, just because, as you guys know, and I've said 4,000 times, Boxycharm, Ipsy Plus, stuff like that are things that I'm really a big proponent of, because I believe that you get to expose yourself to a wide range of products that A, you might not have been able to afford, and B, you just might not have thought about trying out. Is everything a winner all the time? No, but at $25 a month and the price of most items individually, if you find even just one thing that you like, it usually balances out. It's worth noting that obviously once this box is gone, you can't go back and get it. The reason I do these videos is because it comes with various items, and you can check this out, see if you like the items that were included, and go buy them separately, because I will leave the link to get them down below. I'm gonna try to do this as efficiently as possible, because I actually have a meeting for work to go to in like 45 minutes. So if it seems like I'm rushing through this, I swear I'm not trying to, but if it seems like it's very cut to the point, it is. But with all of that out of the way, let's get into it, shall we? As with any other review or impressions video that I do, I will be in the top left or right corner showing you footage of me using these products as I talk about them, so that you're not just watching me talk about them, you can actually see them in action. So as I said, this is going to be over the Boxycharm for the month of January, and the theme of this boxy, according to the little sheet, is breaking the ice. I don't know why it's called breaking the ice, to be honest with you, because I feel like literally nothing in this invokes the feeling of ice or winter or cold or anything like that. The most I can think of is maybe there's breaking the ice because it's the first month of a new year, to which at home you're probably thinking, duh, or maybe that, I don't know. Look, I don't know how people work. Some companies make really weird decisions, and I have no idea who pitched that or who approved it. So that's just my thought on the name of this month. The first item we're going to be talking about today is the Pretty Vulgar Undercover Concealer, which, according to the sheet,
the Undercover Concealer is a lightweight gel serum concealer formulated to be hydrating, buildable, and provide medium coverage with a natural flawless finish. And it's great for all skin types.
And this retails for $25. So as you probably noticed from me putting it on the back of my hand, and for me putting it on in the corner, I do think that this color was not the correct one for me. It is closer than some of the stuff that I get in these boxes, but it's a little bit too pink, and it's also a little bit too dark. As far as the component goes, I mean, it's pretty run-of-the-mill. There's nothing that stands out about it that's really that cute. It has like a tiny black font on it, as opposed to like my ColourPop one, which has some details that make it stand out a little bit more. It's L'Oreal Infallible one. It's a pretty fresh one. I don't know, I just feel like this is this really basic looking, and to be honest, kind of cheap feeling. Not that one is expecting luxury from their concealers, but for $25, I don't know. I would like it to look a little bit cooler. But what really matters is the product. I put this on in strategic areas, as I said, because it's not the right color. So I couldn't really go all over with it. I did, however, the very first time I used it, which I don't have footage of, used it all over my face as like a foundation of sorts. And when it comes to the formula, I actually really enjoyed it. It covered up my dark circles and my redness pretty well. I think that the finish was really good. It wasn't overly matte or overly dewy. I think it was more of a satiny velvet type of finish. And I didn't particularly notice it setting into my fine lines too much. There wasn't any oxidation that I saw. Heavy oxidation anyway, as opposed to, like I said, my ColourPop concealers before they oxidate quite a bit. I feel like it's been a minute and it's still relatively the same color. It does oxidate a tiny bit, but it's not like full shades worth. Is the correct word oxidize? I feel like it's oxidize and I kept saying oxidate. Are they both words? I don't know. I didn't notice any drying effect from the concealer. Not that I felt particularly moisturized or refreshed, but some concealers I've noticed that when you put them on, they really dry you out and make your skin look kind of crepey. I didn't have that problem with this one. As far as the applicator goes, I'm not really the biggest fan of this kind of applicator. I feel like it's very liquid lipstick or lip gloss to me. And I'm just not really into that. I like either thicker applicators like this. That's an e.l.f. one. Paddle type applicators like this one. Just because I feel like it's easier to put on. Maybe that's just me. As far as my overall thoughts on the product itself, I really do enjoy most Pretty Vulgar things that I have. As you know from my 2019 favorites, their highlighter was actually my favorite highlighter of the year. The thing is, maybe this will change if I ever become rich and famous, I am not the biggest person on recommending products that are pricey when I feel like you can get something that works just as well for a lower price, unless it just blows me away. So for the concealer itself, while I think it worked pretty well, I'm not going to tell you to go out and spend $25 on it because I don't think you need to. I think there are plenty of affordable alternatives that you can find that perform just as well, if not better. So for that reason, I'm going to say that this is a happily never after. Next up, we have the Ace Beauty Scarlet Dusk Palette, which according to the little sheet,
This eyeshadow palette features 12 colors that are reminiscent of the beautiful sunrises and sunsets witnessed in various locations around the world. Each color has been carefully milled and pressed to provide the easiest application and the most excellent color payoff.
This retails for $34.99. And as you can tell, the box and the actual palette are the same exact design, so it's not like you get anything out of keeping that. And I won't be keeping that. I'll be recycling it. It also does include a pretty typical mirror. It has a nice like border around it. If you're into that kind of thing, I just like there to be a mirror, period, because it makes it easier to travel with. When it comes to the color story of this palette, I think it's pretty cute. I've noticed that the few times that I've used, I either get like a warm orange eye or like a pinkish eye, as you can tell. I actually did a really pretty look yesterday that was very soft that I wish you could have seen, but I didn't take a photo because I'm stupid. And it comes with 4 shimmers or metallics or whatever formula that is, and 8 mattes. As far as the formula on this goes, and I'll show that to you right now, I think the matte formula is okay. I'm gonna do a couple different swatches. Not anything that particularly stands out to me. And if you saw my video where I recreated my first ever makeup look, I used another Ace Beauty palette. That's the only other Ace Beauty palette I own. And I told you guys that I had not liked it at first, but it grew on me over time. That is not going to be the case with this palette. As you can tell, the formula applies pretty well. I think the colors are pretty patchy, and you might be able to see that on my eye. My biggest gripe with this overall is that I think that the shimmers and metallics are atrocious and very difficult to apply. I used a wet brush, I used a dry brush, I used my finger. You might be able to tell in the video that's playing, and all of them came off really inconsistent, really difficult to apply, and overall just not impressive. In fact, let me see if I can show you this now. They're very hard, you don't get a lot that comes off, and it looks okay. And when you put it on, it looks ish fine. But when you try to apply it overall, and you can see it starting to happen, it's just very patchy. And I don't want to say chunky, but like with a brush, it was a big chore. Even to get it to look like this, if you can say decent, as it is on my eye. That's not something that I really wanted to experience because, as I said, I did not enjoy the first Ace Beauty palette. And over time, it grew on me to the point of slightly fond mediocrity. But for $34.99, it's not it, sis. It's not it for me. Could be it for you. I wouldn't recommend it to you though. I think that overall it's overpriced and underperforms. And for that reason, I would give this Scarlet Dusk palette a happily never after as well. God, I hope I'm not coming across like really harsh in this video. Here are the two of them next to each other for comparison, and here are the two color stories next to each other. Kind of similar. I will say the matte formula I think is the exact same in the two. I do not think the shimmer formula was the same. This one, while still not the most pleasant to use, performed quite a bit better than this one. Take that as you will. So if you want to try Ace Beauty, try at your own risk. Next up, we have the Wander Beauty Trip for Two Blush and Bronzer Duo. And the sheet says the following.
Prepare for the perfect getaway for a trip for two. This soft matte blush and bronzer cheek duo blends seamlessly onto the skin to deliver a natural glowing complexion.
And this retails for $36. I feel like the way I'm speaking today just sounds like I'm over it, and I swear I'm not. So the component on this one is a bit different from the box. You can probably tell up close, it's like a, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, not faux leather, but kind of like that, like an embossed faux leather. And inside is pretty run of the mill. You got your two pans. They do this little swirl effect though as you use them, which I thought was pretty interesting. And of course, a run of the mill mirror up top. I have had exactly one other product from Wander Beauty that I've used, and that was the Dusk to Dawn Wanderess Blush and Highlight Palette. And I have to say, I really enjoyed this. So when I saw that I was getting this, I was looking forward to it. I was a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Excited, because I don't have many blushes or bronzers to try out, and I'm always looking for something new. So when I used this, I actually forgot to record it first. So in the video, you see me putting the motion I'm putting it on top of already putting it on. I was not gonna take off my whole face to do it again. I'm sorry. But I've used this a couple of times, so I do have pretty solid thoughts on it, and they are as follows. For the bronzer, I feel like it looks a lot cooler in the pan than it actually goes onto your face. It looks like it's gonna be more of a contour color, but when you put it on your skin, you can tell it has a more orange cast to it, which isn't inherently a bad thing. And I think it's pretty subtle overall, so I do enjoy that. I'm always a bit hesitant with bronzers because I'm very pale and I don't want to look like I just rubbed my face in Tang. So I really loved the soft, subtle touch that this bronzer gave. It's Costa Ray. When it came to Bellini the blush, same thing. I feel like it was a very soft touch. I know it looks heavy, but I put a lot on. And it wasn't luminous per se, but it was, I think the sheer quality to it made it come across as slightly luminous because you could see the shine of my face underneath, which I really enjoyed. I also think that this is a very beautiful color, and I was not pleasantly surprised because I already liked their other palette. I was happy to see the same results delivered twice because I really enjoyed this. I think of the entire box, this is definitely close to being my favorite. I think it's edged out just a little bit by another product, which I'll get to in a minute. But I thoroughly enjoyed this. I thought that the formula performed really well. It was really blendable. It wasn't overly pigmented to where you had to work really hard to get it to achieve a softer look. I think it was buildable, it was blendable. I will say the one criticism I have, or the one thing of note, this on the back, you can see down here, lasts for 24 months. The ingredients on this one are a bit different, so this only lasts for 6 months. If you have no problem using stuff when it's expired, which I don't recommend, no biggie, but if you're someone that throws that shit out the day it goes bad, just be aware this does not last you super long. It's not scented or anything really, so you don't have to worry about that, but I think this was definitely a success, and I would say that this is a happily ever after for sure. If you want to spend 36 bucks on a blush and bronzer duo. My Milani bronzer was $12, and my other blushes that I use are usually in like the $12 to $15 range. So it's not a big departure in price for me. Use it as you will. Next up, we have the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Sleeping Mask, which I was really excited as well because you guys know, I've said it multiple times, my favorite part about these videos over Boxycharm and stuff like that is specifically skincare, because even though I am a licensed esthetician, I don't usually go out of my way to try out different skincare products without heavy research first, whereas this one gives me the chance to try out stuff that maybe I wouldn't have come across. And I've never used a sleeping mask, so I was looking forward to that. According to its excerpt,
the Watermelon Glow Sleeping Mask is a bouncy, breathable sleeping mask that smooths and perfects skin overnight. This pillow-proof formula acts as a radiance-boosting face mask formulated with soothing amino acid-rich watermelon extract, hyaluronic acid, and AHAs.
alpha hydroxy acids, if you didn't know,
that work while you sleep to gently exfoliate and clarify.
This retails for $22. I have to say, I really freaking love this. I was hesitant to try it once I saw it was watermelon because I hate watermelon. And I'd never done a sleeping mask, as I've said, so I was on the fence about how well that would work. And you can use this as a normal mask. It says to just put on for 10 minutes, but I really enjoyed the way that this made my skin feel, and I think that the excerpt was correct in that it's pillow proof. I put it on, and I don't know if you can see it in the corner, and I'm not gonna get up to grab it, but I have a like plushy kind of faux fur-esque pillow cover that I use. It didn't have any demarcations on it. It wasn't sticky or dirty or disrupted in any way. And I also didn't feel like it transferred once it was on my face. You do have to wash it off in the morning if you use it because the instructions say so. I didn't notice that it was particularly comedogenic, so it didn't clog my pores. I didn't realize that it exfoliates, and I didn't particularly observe any exfoliation, but if it's a chemical exfoliant, that's probably gonna be something I would see over time. So I'm looking forward to really using this more. Probably only gonna use it maybe once or twice a week, but I really think that my skin looked pretty healthy and vibrant whenever I got up the next morning. If you're somebody that wants to try out a sleeping mask and $22 sounds like something you'd be comfortable paying, I think that this Glow Recipe sleeping mask is right up your alley and is a total happily ever after for me. This thing started off rough, but we're getting some winners towards the end. Last but not least is a brand I've literally never heard of, and that is Petite and Pretty with their Fully Feathered Volumizing Mascara. According to its excerpt,
This is a volumizing mascara that adds instant thickness and definition. Its quick dry formula locks in curl, while the custom petite-sized hourglass applicator is designed to lay it on thick and separate lash by lash for a full feathered fringe.
this retails for $16. Ignore my dirty eyeshadow fingerprints on the component. This is what I was talking about when I said I like it to look a little more exciting. I really like this tropical-esque floral vibe they got going on, and I like the font. I really like the components of my makeup to stand out a little bit. Just because I'm tacky, I guess, I don't know. As far as the wand, I am not the biggest fan of this wand. It actually reminds me a lot of the what is it? The L'Oreal Volumizing Lash and the Too Faced Better Than Sex, which I will never use again. Mascara wand. I'm not a big fan of overly chunky ones. I do like my Thrive Cosmetics one, which you know is my favorite mascara of 2019. And it's a lot more thin and precise, is the word I was looking for. As far as the formulation of this mascara goes, I have to say, guys, and this might be shocking, I think that this just blew this out of the water as my favorite mascara. I've used this multiple times now. I have not noticed any fallout. It comes off really easily whenever I remove my makeup. I'm absolutely, with the exception of where I got it on my skin and forgot to take it off, in love with the way that this makes my lashes look. I feel like, true to claim, it does a really good job separating a lot of your lashes. It does a good job making them look longer and fuller and more pristine. And I think that my favorite thing about it, as it said, is that it's very quick drying. Whereas with almost every other mascara I've used, if you touch your lashes touch something else within the first like 2.5 minutes, it's transferred, it's over, it's a mess. This one worked really well, and I did not have that problem. And for $16, it's pretty damn affordable, if I do say so myself. I'm interested to see if they have any other colors. If so, I'll probably pick it up. But yes, I really do love the way that this looks. And I would put on another coat, but I don't like doubling up coats of mascara because this isn't 2007 and I don't work at Hot Topic. If you like that, you do you, I guess. So overall, I would say this is a happily ever after. I enjoyed this so much that it edges this out as being my favorite item of the entire box. And it's my new favorite mascara, so love that for me. And that was the Boxycharm Breaking the Ice box for January 2020. Have you tried out any of these products? Let me know down in the comments below if you have, how you felt about them, or from watching this video, how you feel about them now. If you have any critiques or criticism for me, let me know there. Just comment. I just want you to comment, guys. It's good for the algorithm, and I'm really lonely. I need to finish getting ready and go to a meeting. So with all of that being said, thanks so much for stopping by. As always, I am Harley Nouveau, and I wish each of you every happiness until our stars next align. Shit, I still gotta take photos and stuff.